Welcome back to another episode of the Humble Beast Podcast, part 2 series of the Aidan and Humble Beast conversation. Thank you for tuning in. If you watched my last video, thank you. This is the part 2 continuing with what happened. Previously, what happened in my part 1 video, I met Aidan, he introduced himself, he talked to us a little bit about what he does for work, what he loves about it, and how he got into it. Stay tuned for this next series that's about to go down.
No, Diddy. No, Diddy. I know who him, bro.
See, that's funny, but let's get back to it real quick. So what made you want to get it? What made you want to become a peer support therapist?
So, I've always been good with like mental health stuff and like human behavior and like picking people apart and stuff. I blame the autism, bro. Like I I don't know about right now. If you got me, I got tendencies, I got my tendencies, I mean, like, you see my fucking phone case, like, I'm like, I got tendencies. However, back when I was a kid, bro, it was bad. I was like so fucking autistic, bro. Like, I'd have been like, they could have looked at me and been like, yeah. So I'm like, I got like a computer brain. Some people got that like whimsical autism where it's just like they be just like, like that weird like TikTok autism where it's just like they're all just like, I don't know, like pastel colors and shit, and they're like artistic and stuff and whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like I got the opposite, bro. Like where I'm like basically a computer. I straight up don't feel empathy. Like it's a crazy thing, but I can solve a Rubik's cube though, so we're chilling. It's an even trade, I would rather be able to solve a Rubik's cube than like feel basic empathy, So we're chilling. But
it's interesting.
So I was always good with like, I was very observant, even from like birth. As a baby, you could ask my mom this, like I lived my life like my behaviors were reminiscent of like a 40-year-old man that just got out of maximum security prison, bro. I swear to God, like at 2 years old, I'd just be
Was you on?
no, I'd be in my fucking high chair at like 2 years old, just like like stone face. I didn't smile when I was a baby. Like I was just like looking.
Have you seen those videos of those little kids that like he's probably been here, he's probably lived this life before?
Yeah.
Those little, they be just like on some grown folk shit, but they're like 2, 3 years old. Like, bro, what?
Yeah. No, that's how I was. So I was always observing shit. And I was always just like looking and just kind of like, okay, So, and for some reason, I really just like, I'm really good at like analyzing people and reading people and just like figuring out emotions and stuff and behaviors. And so, and I've always been good at that. I was always the therapist friend, like.
Everybody come to when they got something going on, somebody here.
Nah, I've been like manipulated by like mad women in my life, bro. Like, I was the guy that like, I mean, we know.
Hey, you're gonna say too much, but I know.
We know. But like, the type of girls that are just like, hey, I want to fucking kill myself. Like, bro, baby. No, that always happened to me. So I was like,
Wait,
that was
where you going? Let's disclose something. We're not laughing at the fact that somebody told them they want to kill themselves. We're not laughing at that. We just clear that out. But you can keep going, but clear that out because they want to make something. We're not laughing at
shit. You might not be. Nah, dude, because sometimes they just be faking it and it's funny.
Bro.
Especially the one that we both know we're talking about. I know, bro. I know it's a struggle, especially with that one. But we're chilling.
We good, bro.
Yeah, we're not talking about that right now.
We're good, but we're chilling. Boyfriend, you taking be good, bro. That's all on him now, bro.
Yeah, but anyways, no. So, I was always that guy, and so. I remember one of the most prophetic things that have ever happened to me was in an Uber.
Pathetic or prophetic?
Prophetic, like prophecy type shit.
Okay.
Like prophetic.
That's a new word. I put that in my book.
Oh yeah. So, like one of the most prophetic things that ever happened to me. Two of the most prophetic things that have ever happened to me. Both came in like Ubers. Like we'll talk about the first one. Like where this guy, I was 16. I was coming back home from my first job. I was like a waiter at a retirement home, and he was just like we just got to talking. He was just like, yo, what do you do, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, hey, I'm, a waiter at a retirement home. I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going home. Shift is over. He was like, oh, how old are you? I'm like, 16. He's like, oh, cool. I'm glad to see you working at such a young age and everything, blah, blah, blah. Also, I got a little bit of a personal question for you. It's all good if you don't want to answer, but like, I need a little help. I need a little help with something. I'm like, hey, go for it.
Go ahead.
And he was just like, so I got a son. I have a 14-year-old son. He's like got like ADHD. He struggles, or I don't know if he said he got ADHD. I think he might. I don't know. He's like, he struggles a lot. He's really closed in and won't talk to me about his struggles, and he's struggling at school, blah, 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 whatever. And I just want to know, as a teenage boy yourself, what do you think? I'm sure he was just expecting some like little shit of just kind of like, I don't even know what, but something simple. I straight up psychoanalyzed this boy that I've never even met. I was just like, okay, so first of all, like the way he's like shutting himself in is probably embarrassment. Because with ADHD and stuff and possible autism, because ADHD and autism go hand in hand, there's a lot of, embarrassment and shame with, not being able to act, as they want you to in a system, right? Because ADHD, you got to do things all on your own merit and like the way you have to do it. With school, it doesn't work, and with life, you can't really do that with like really severe ADHD. You got to do it on your own, in your own way, but they don't let you, so it kind of makes them feel like they're stupid, and it's a lot of shame and this and that, blah blah blah, and it kept going on and on and on and about this, and he was just like, damn, like how do you, like, you got all of that just from me saying, these little details about my son? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, you should be like a psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever, therapist. And I was just like, I would fucking love to. However, I can't do school. I've already dropped out of high school, bro. Like, that's like 8 years of school. I'm good. And he was just like, nah, like you'll find a way eventually. Like you'll find your way into the mental health field one way or another. Like, because you're special at this. And I was just like, hey, whatever you say, man.
Appreciate you.
And then I went home, and then I found my way into the mental health field one way or another. So if you're like watching this, shout out to you. You're like, that's like a fucking prophet or something. Like, I don't know how, bro. But then like, as the ball kept, rolling with, my life, that kind of like planted the seed a little bit, where I was just like, okay, I might have a future in this, we'll figure it out. And then I eventually got a peer support specialist of my own when I was about 16, 17, and
Wait, how'd you find this person? Were you in school? Did you go back to school, or did you just...
A peer support specialist?
Yeah, where'd you...
I was getting therapy through the place that I work at now, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm co-workers with my old therapist, and like all the supervisors there know all of my secrets, which that's goofy. That they know all of my deepest, darkest secrets from when I was a client there.
Those aren't secrets anymore.
That's what I'm saying, bro. They know all of my fucking like darkest times, and they still thought it was a good idea to leave me responsible with like children. So like that's cool. I'm chilling with that. Like, this is so crazy. No, they'll like come to me and they'll just be like, "Hey, this client is like struggling with this and that, and like I think you would be a great fit for them because and it's like some detail about my life that I haven't told like anybody." And I'm like, "What?" And they're just like, "You were a client here," and I was like, "Yeah, you're right." But anyways, yeah, I was a client there. I ended up getting a peer support specialist, referred to me. I was working with him, and he was just like, and we just were talking about like my future, and I was just like, damn, I don't know what I want to do. I'm already 17, and I have no real direction in my life. He was just like, do what I do. It didn't take much for me to be a peer support specialist. You're good at this shit. Just go for it. And I was like, all right, cool. What does it take? And he was just like I said, 40 hours of nothing, pretty basically. And just like, you got to get your GED, and that's about it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll give it a try. And then I talked to my therapist about it, and like he even gave me that validation where it was just kind of like, yeah, you're one of my easy clients, bro. You're like my lunch break. Like, because like I would just go like, because I would just go and just like work out the problems by myself. I would just like talk to him, but like basically just be talking to myself and like, oh yeah, I'm dealing with this, but I think it's this and that, or whatever. And even my therapist before that said the exact same thing. Before she left, she was just like, yeah, no, I really enjoyed working with you. You were like, again, like my lunch break. Like I would just kind of sit there, you would work out your own problems and I'd leave. Like I don't know why I was there. And so a lot of people around me were telling me I had a future in this shit. So yeah, and then I had my peer support guy really, help me, put the pieces together and like kind of that whole, actually he got me the job basically. Like he kind of did all this shit on this I would.
How long were you a client for?
I was like 15, I think. Yeah, I was about 15, about to turn 16 when I first started with Wolfpack. That's the name of the agency, in case I have not said it before. Mm-hmm. And then I was a client all the way up until like 19 when I started. So like it was like a very seamless transition of like I was meeting with my therapist like once a month or whatever, still talking about it. I was just kind of there just in case I needed to talk about something, but like I wasn't really like as like severe, later on. And then, I just kind of, as soon as I started with Wolfpack, I was just like no longer a client there. So yeah, I got my work done right there for real. Like a lot of growth happened because like, my peer support guy, like he really like, he showed me how to like, he taught me how to drive. First of all, he did straight up let me drive his car, which I realized he did that against the rules because I fucked up and let a client drive my car because I thought it was cool because he trained me. Right. And then my supervisor was like, don't let your clients drive your fucking car. And I was just like, I'm sorry, Carlos let me drive his car. I didn't know that was bad.
You just snitch on Carlos? You just snitch on Carlos.
Bro,
Carlos,
he wasn't working there anymore, okay. So it was fine.
Carlos, if you ever watch this, we apologize.
It's all good. He knows. I've joked about him a lot because like he's just as like stubborn and rebellious as I am a lot of the time. Where like we want to bend rules so bad because of this shit, because like the system is like really weird. So it's like I don't bend a lot of rules. I'm saying that right now. I try and keep it as professional as I can with the rules, but I definitely want to. There are a lot of times where it's like I want to, like be, I don't know, it's hard to explain because there are like, not like limitations, but it's like, especially with how peer support is built, right? Sure. Where it has to be approved within a treatment plan, and it's like, sometimes you can only get like an hour a month, for peer support, and my like
an hour a month with the client or an hour and a half.
An hour a month with the client. So it's like, because there's an authorization plan where the therapist has to talk to the insurance company and say, hey, this is what the client is experiencing. This is like an overview of the client. What will they approve? What can we do? Like we have to get permission from their insurance first. And then, so it's like, so sometimes they'll just be like, okay, you can meet with them weekly, therapy-wise, like weekly therapy, and then sometimes there's overflow hours that they'll give to either skill builders, which is another little position, self-explanatory, they just kind of handle behavioral shit, and then peer support. And so, and yeah, sometimes I'm not allowed as many hours and stuff, but because of my position, it's like, and the nature of peer support, you need like as much time with them as you can get to like kind of form a bond and to be really, effective, So it's like, there have been times where it's just kind of like, I'll be like really having a good session with my client and I just want to keep going. And I want to spend more time with them, and sometimes they really need it. And sometimes I have, like early on when I was like still like learning and stuff, I met with some clients for like 4 hours each week because it just kept going. Like, even though like I wasn't approved that many hours, I was just like, this client needs this. Like, so, and I'm pretty sure there are like, some like shit in the works, like kind of in the state where it's like they're trying to make it so it's like kind of like a clock in, clock out thing, and the insurance will be more lenient on peer support billing and stuff. But for now, yeah, But anyways, going back to, you know, like how Carlos, my previous sport guy, was like kind of like rebellious and stubborn and just kind of wanted to, you know, ditch a lot of shit for the sake of the clients instead of just kind of like, you know, I'll bend this rule because the client really needs it, you know, like we've had a lot of conversations about it and joked about it because I've gotten, not in trouble with it, but like my supervisor's been like, Aidan, what are you doing? And I'm just like, I'm sorry, Carlos said it was okay. I don't know, he trained me, I don't know, man.
Carlos said it's okay.
Yeah.
You still use that excuse?
I know I've been working long enough to where like we've kind of weeded out all the little things that like I was unaware of that were problems.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I don't use that anymore. But again, it's no, it's funny. It's real funny because it's like again, it's all for like the client's sake at the end of the day, and like there were a lot of rules that were bent. Nothing like bad, nothing bad, inappropriate, nothing, but just like little minor things. Like again, like letting him drive in my car. You know, whereas it's like he was just like, oh shit, his mom works all the time. Like he probably thought, shit, his mom works all the time. He doesn't have the opportunity to really learn how to drive. Shit, let me do that for him real quick. No,
you have like a license, or a permit, or?
Yeah, no, he had a license. He had everything. I had my permit, but it was still just kind of like the company didn't want it because of like insurance, liability. You know, this company could get sued if there's an accident. If there wasn't, I was a good driver, but you know, stuff like that. But yeah, so that's how I got into it. You know, my peer sport guy was a really big inspiration. He did a lot for me, and I wanted to kind of pay that forward.
This kid you let drive had a license and ninja permit.
Oh, you're talking about me. No, I was talking about when, I thought you were talking about with Carlos. No, I had my license, the kid had their permit.
Oh, okay.
I was fully in a position where I was able to teach them how to drive. I did not do anything illegal. It was just with the, you know, the company, they didn't want that. Because again, if there was an accident, this company could get sued, and like I could be liable for like some kind of like weird negligence thing or something. But like I was completely unaware of that. Big learning experience for me.
What's like the hardest thing about the job? Like the hardest?
Probably so real. The attachment, because there are times where, you know, I've had to, you know, because sometimes, you know, the kids get better. Like, if I do my job well enough, they don't need me anymore.
Right.
That's the toughest part, is, like, you almost don't want to let go. You get so close with them, you kind of watch them grow up. Like, I love all my clients to death. Like, they're like my own little siblings, you know? And I've had plenty of clients where, you know, they get better and I have to stop meeting with them. Because, you know, yeah, I'm not allowed to meet with them after they're done with Wolfpack. You know, it's considered, you know, medical malpractice. You know, it's very unprofessional to do that with, like, meet with them not under the guise of like supervision and stuff. So I'm not allowed to do that, and you know, it's really like that's the toughest part. I really want to, you know, be in their lives forever. I really want to, you know, like be there for them for the rest of their lives, but that's obviously counterintuitive because I'm here to uplift them and make it so they can, you know, help themselves and live their own life for themselves. And, you know, and the same thing with a lot of kids, you know, it's a very tough conversation to have, whereas that's kind of the toughest part where I have to kind of explain to them, like, at some point, we're never going to see each other again. You know, at some point, you know, we have to just say goodbye, you know, and that's the toughest part. You get so attached, you get so you start loving them like your own family, you know, because, you know, it's an emotional job. I mean, it's in the title, it's mental health, it's emotions, and you get so emotionally invested in them and attached where it's like, you never want to have to say goodbye, but at some point you just have to. You have to let them go because they got to be great on their own, and at the end of the day, I'm not actually their family, and that's always the toughest part because I don't even feel that way. I don't even feel like I'm not their family. But again, there are rules in place to where I can't see them forever. And as much as I would love to, you know, have little moments where it's just like, man, once a year, let's just check in, let's see each other again, you know, just like can't happen, unfortunately. And that's easily the hardest part. Like, because, you know, the stuff where it's like the random calls of just like, I want to kill myself, you know. I've had those before. That's what you sign up for, you know, like I can handle that because, you know, I signed up for that. That's the work, and the work isn't that hard, you know, talking a kid off of a ledge, you know, it's whatever. Like, I'm fine with that, but it's just, you know, having to say goodbye. That's easily the toughest part. But it's also kind of what you live for with this kind of work, where you that's the goal. You want them to be able to live by themselves. You know, you get these referrals. You get these kids the first day you meet them. It's all these problems that they're just like unloading on you and just being like, man, this and that and whatever. You know, this is what I'm feeling like. This is what's going on, and it's like so much. And it's just like, okay, where do we even start? And then once you get everything figured out, once you get everything good, it's so rewarding having that kind of moment of like, I did it.
Right.
I like actually changed this kid's life. Oh my God,
Not just
succeeded.
one.
Yeah.
It's like snow night. You just change just one.
Yeah, exactly.
Going back to what you said about attachment, which was the hardest thing for you to do, I can relate to that because I used to be a caregiver. I was a caregiver for almost 2 years, and I was a personal caregiver. I worked in a private home. I was working in a big facility with a lot of extra people. It was just 2 people, and I got close with those people. Even we were as a caregiver, you're advised not to get personal with these people.
Mm-hmm.
But that they make it sound easy, but it's not easy. Literally, they want to talk to you. You're the only person that they see,
Yeah.
and you want to talk to them. And I accidentally got closer to folks, and then I remember we had to shut it down. I was coming in, and John, I was like, they shut it down for real. I thought it was a joke, but I was like, damn, I'm not gonna see mans no more. That's tough. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, damn, what am I finna do now? I finna be like, get my number. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give mans my number. But yeah, I feel you about the emotional getting attached. We see that in the bro. If you talk with you, it's normal for a human. It's human nature to get attached with folks.
Mm.
But what is the easiest part about the job?
Easiest?
Yeah.
I'll be so real, just like going in and making them smile, because that's, I don't know, that comes natural to me. I'll like, we've talked about it before, but I have powers. I can get whoever to just talk to me for hours.
Except for
Yeah. I'm still working on it though. I'm chipping away. It'll happen, I promise you. No, because I remember, it worked on you too. Like, I remember you, like, I was just like, damn, this motherfucker's quiet, bro. Like, he doesn't say, like, I'll say like anything, you'll just be like, yo, that's OD, bro. Like, after everything, every joke, every little comment is like, yo, that's OD, and then just move on to the next thing. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get this motherfucker to talk to me. Like actually talk. And then that one day we got done training and we were still just sitting at the gym talking for 3 hours straight.
from what that's 12 from you.
Yeah, it's 12, and then we went down 4, bro, like in the morning, dude. So it's like, that's the easy part. It comes so natural to me, just to like, I don't know, just crack jokes, make them smile, like uplift the mood. Because like, I'm not the funniest to do. Like, I'm not in there just making people die laughing. But where I do excel is like, just bring up the mood, because I'm always cracking jokes. I'm always just like, like slipping in little things to like, just light the mood, just bring it up here. It's never too serious with me. And that's the kind of thing where it's just like, I'm not gonna make somebody just die laughing, but I'm gonna make them smile all the time. I'm gonna uplift that mood. And that's where I really excel, is that kind of vibe. And that's always the easiest part. And then that makes them so it's like, they wanna listen to me more afterwards, It's like, that's always the immediate icebreaker, is just like, getting them to smile, getting them to like open up and just make them feel welcome, feel comfortable. And then that's when we kind of get into the, nitty gritty, as they say, where it's like, okay, now let's talk about some real shit. But that's like only like, that's in the future though, we'll have our fun, and then, they'll usually open up to me later on, they do it themselves.
Yeah.
And that's definitely the easy part.
That's what's up. How can someone who wants to get in a lot of work get into it?
Like I've been saying, bro, it's just like, get your GED, get your diploma.
But if they already graduate from high school.
They graduated from high school.
Yeah, they already graduated from high school, and they're just looking for, they don't know they're looking for something to do with their life.
Well,
And they might, let's just say they're interested in doing what you do. How can they get into it?
well, research peer support. First and foremost, you just gotta find a way to get certified. I know, at least in the Portland area, there's IPS, which stands for Intentional Peer Support. They're always offering classes. There's Youth Era. they're always offering classes too. It's just like, it'll cost you like about 3 figures, you know, maybe up to like $500 or something to get certified. But if you got like a little job, you know, in the meantime, you know, it's like, that won't be a problem, because it'll be worth it, because, you know, it'll really, it's an investment that'll pay for itself, literally, if you get a good job. Excuse me. So yeah, just get certified and then just like find a good place to work. You know, I mean, there's always, you know, my agency, like, I mean, any therapy agency really will most likely hire like some kind of peer support specialist. You know, my agency, Wolfpack, you know, they may or may not. I don't know, if you're in the Portland area, you shoot your shot, I guess. You know, it's I don't know. It's really just like kind of do, like, I hate to say it, but it's like kind of like just do your own research. You know, it'll be different everywhere, but it's so simple though. It's not like, you know, it's not some kind of like big secret. It's a new industry, where it's like, you know, not a lot of people know about it, but once you know about it, it's so easy to get into it, because like, you know, there's always like mental hospitals, like there's always like facilities hiring people like that. There's always, you know, like agencies that are just like need those people to just kind of like be there, you know, do something easy. So
starting off, how much can you get paid for this type of job? Just as a beginner starting off, is there like a...
Well, for me, I work 1099, which is independent contracting, so it's basically by the job, and so
what does that mean? Elaborate by the job. What do you mean?
so I get paid by the job. I don't like, it's technically hourly, but I don't like, it's not like clock in, clock out, you know. I have to meet with a client, which the rates will vary, but for me, it's roughly 50 an hour-ish per each client. So if I meet with them for 2 hours, it's about $100, and then, but I have to document that. I have to write, you know, session notes in my little, you know, electronic health thing. It's a little website, you know, I document it, and then, you know, that gets sent to my supervisors, that gets sent to the insurance, and then I get paid for it. But, you know, if I don't have a lot of clients, you know, if I don't have a lot of work, then I'm not getting a lot of hours, and I'm not getting paid a lot of money. But if my schedule is full, I have a lot of clients, a lot of work that I'm like documenting, then I get paid more. You know, it really varies, but
How many hours and clients do you see a day?
on a full day, I'll usually see like around 3 clients, and it can be up to like 6 hours a day. But that's not always super realistic, because there's always driving in between, because I go to their houses. So I, you know, go to and from, you know, and that can be like an hour drive in between. You know, it's like sometimes they're 30 minutes away, sometimes they're an hour away from each other. It really just varies.
Are you reimbursed for gas as well, or
Mileage.
Mileage.
So my little app that I have for all my expenses tracks, you know, how often I drive, and then I'll just like say, oh yeah, Beaverton, Oregon City right here. Oh yeah, that was a business expense. Boom, and then they kind of have like a certain amount of money that they'll do for a certain amount of miles, whatever. But yeah, I don't get reimbursed for gas though, just the miles.
We're getting close to wrapping up. What type of advice would you give to somebody who's trying to get into your work?
Shit, honestly, just be yourself. The biggest thing is to not be just like a therapy robot, you know? Because I was talking about that before, where it's like, you gotta be yourself. People are going to open up to you if you show your genuine personality, usually. It's like all the time. Because that's what they want. They want a real connection. They want somebody that they can like actually trust. If you just show like, you know, if you don't open up your real personality, they're not gonna trust that. No one will, you know. But it's a very personal thing, you know. It's very like, you know, it has to come from a genuine place, and it has to be your personality. I can't really say one thing or another, like, you know, oh, do this, do that, because it wouldn't be true to you. People will open up to the genuine you if you show that kind of vulnerability. So just be yourself, 100% of yourself too. Like no, like having like a business persona where you kind of like turn it down a little bit. Like no, I treat my clients just like I treat my friends. Like just like I treat you, I treat my like little 12-year-old clients. You know, it's just like I'll crack the same jokes. All, you know, obviously, you know, sometimes some things, you know, there's exceptions, right? You know, some things are a little inappropriate where, you know, I talk about it talk to an adult about something that I wouldn't talk to a child about, right? There's those exceptions that are kind of obvious, but overall, the kind of behavior and like how I act, very simple, it's almost the exact same because it's about being so open. And so, you just gotta be genuinely yourself. That's gonna be the best way you're gonna help people. Yeah.
So be yourself, be open, be understanding.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate you for coming. We gotta definitely do this again, bro. Find out what that's about. Like I told you, that's why we don't get loud in here, because the beat, this, that, what just happened happens a lot.
You can come to my place.
So
Come to my place and film. My roommates don't care.
we can run it for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Real quick. Real quick. I gotta can I shout somebody out?
Yeah, shout them out real quick.
Shout them out. So we got 32 Bev on SoundCloud real quick. All right.
Run it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be so real. I don't even know this motherfucker. I just thought it was a goofy name. I don't even know if his music's good. Like he just he's just some dude. But just like shout out to him.
You know each other?
It's just I've never even listened to his music.
Oh,
I just wanted to shout somebody out. I see people do that a lot. I just wanted to shout somebody out.
Shout 'em
So
out.
let's just find out if it's good or not. On some real shit. Oh yeah. First start. I think that's he. Who do you think? You think that's he?
You said what?
I think that's he.
Is he?
Yeah, what do you think?
Oh no, cuz.
You don't know, bro.
Oh no.
Bro, that's 32 Bev though. I think he's up next. What do you think? He definitely might be. There's a chance that he's up next.
32 says him again. What is it? 32 Bev?
Bev, 32 BEB.
32 Bev. If you ever watch this,
Bev.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Come through.
Yeah,
Come through on the pod.
Always welcome on the Humble Beast podcast. But you gotta be humble though. You cannot come on this shit and be all arrogant, bro. Like, but I think 32 Bev looks humble. Like, what do you think?
What you think? What you think about? Because I want to like, I think I told you this already. I want to have, I don't know if you've seen my wallpaper or my logo, my thing.
Yeah.
I have Humble Beast all together. So in the H, all come in one.
Yeah.
And around it, I have podcast, like in a circle, and Humble Beast is in the middle.
Yeah.
I want to put that on merch and give it to the people that come on the show that just, that like I'm on, just like, yo, put this on, do what you gotta do, shout it out, to give it to folks, so we can just like, I just want people to know what Humble Beast is, what my show is, and just be like, oh, what is that? Let me just our conversation.
Yeah.
Just think about that.
No, it's fire. Sorry, but like, yeah, no, like, I mean, look, he's humble. Looks humble as fuck. Look at him. Nah, focus on that shit. Nah, don't focus on me. Focus on, yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah, no, that's 32 Bev right there.
32 Bev,
He looks humble as fuck, honestly.
32 Bev, come through. He can spit a bar, spit a verse live on here. You got my vote.
Yeah, we gotta
you up here.
find him. We gotta find him. Looks like he's in Portland. Hell yeah.